Let's start again. Okay, so before we start again, let me do a quick recap of what we have covered till now. So to start with, we initially started with what exactly is online advertising and how online advertising is different from SEM. So online advertising is a big group of which SEM or search is in part of. So online advertising is overall advertising around your digital assets or digital properties, websites, landing pages, etc., etc. So online advertising consists of search as in part, then display as in part, and various part of online advertising are search advertising, display advertising, video advertising, and then we have retargeting, social media. All these various kind of advertising are part of online advertising. And uh, search engine marketing is one part of it, which is usually related with the search engines and how it is synonymous with Google AdWords, because Google AdWords has 90% of share of search engine marketing. So we usually use these terms intermittently, while Google AdWords is something a part of search engine marketing, and there are other search engines around also, for example Yahoo and Bing, which are also have their own search engine marketing policies and procedures and way to do that. But usually we don't discuss this because the 90% of share lies with Google. And we also discuss what is the scope of online marketing, how it's growing across year on year, and why is it so important, and what is the role of mobile. Mobile is also growing year on year. And then we also touched upon various types of video advertisement. One thing that I just wanted to share with you was two different types of video advertisement was going on. So one is which come into the bottom of the advertisement, which is this kind of advertisement. So we usually call this as overlay advertisement, while the advertisement which comes in between of the videos and share the entire screen is video rollover advertisement. So then we also discuss various kinds of display ads, banner ads, and interstitial ads. Interstitial ads are those ads which take the entire space of the screen and have higher click-through rates because incidentally people click on those ads. Then we also discuss like why is search engine marketing being placed at the top left-hand side corner, because it has the top left-hand side corner is a huge attention or an huge eye attention span or a high focus span at those top left hand and then right hand and then lower left hand and the lower right hand. And then we discuss the keyword planner tool and how does the search engine marketing actually works in context with Google AdWords. For when we discuss search engine marketing, we described how the keywords are being selected, and now we'll be discussing how the campaigns are being executed. So in keyword planning exercise, we went to the keyword planner tool, SQ tool, and then we decided for a jewelry website how we can uh, pull out that Excel, and then in the Excel itself how we can decide uh, which keywords to select on which filters. So for example, let me go quickly through it. And so the keywords that we can select is should have high search volumes, should be low on competition, and the budget should fall in our budget that we have decided for our ads. So these are the three parameters that we have to keep in mind while deciding that. And then we also discuss what are the various ad groups and why from an example perspective, an automobile or a jewelry showroom perspective, why should we have different ad groups. And now we'll touch upon like how to execute a campaign uh, and how to form ad groups, and then quickly at the last we'll discuss a bit about what should be an ideal SEM strategy look like. So as I discussed, like, and you can see in this also, like in a campaign itself, we need to form various ad groups, and we need to segment it across the various categories that we are selling or various geographies or various segments, so that at the end we can have, I see a question coming in. Okay, Anish. So at various stages and at various ad groups that we can plan according to the various segments that we have or the various geographies that we have, we can plan the ad groups. The basic purpose of putting an ad group around is so that we can A/B test, or we can test and see which of those are working and which is not working at a later stage. So ideally, what are the best practices around setting up an ad group? So we say that we should not have more than 5 to 10 keywords per ad group, so that to keep it more manageable. And also we should have similar kind of keywords in an ad group, as we discussed, like if we have similar segmentations, for example, for a jewelry showroom, if for I form a ad group with a name bracelet, and I have all those keywords related to bracelet in that specific group, so I can segment it separately and see how it was performing as compared to an ad group which is for rings, or as compared to an ad group which is for maybe chains or something different, or earrings and all that. And similarly, we can apply this concept to the automobile company, as in how various ad groups are performing with respect to various models being selected, to make it more manageable and to check at the end which ad group is performing and which not. So apart from this, there are certain terms which we are using in and out, which you have been hearing and related to ad groups. These terms are, for example, cost per click, cost per impression, cost per lead, and cost per acquisitions, and what is quality scores, and all those terms. So, and these terms are being, which we will also describe these terms later on when monitoring a campaign comes into picture, because first we'll go through how a campaign is being executed, and then we'll see in the next class how a campaign is being monitored. But still, I'll at a very high level touch upon these terms. So what is exactly a cost per click? So for example, when you have your keywords selected and when you have your ad being displayed, when you have your ad displayed, somebody clicks on that ad, and for that single click you have to pay Google what the bid that you have decided. And when you have that click, so for that click you have to pay something to Google, and that is cost per click. So how much you are paying for that particular click to Google is cost per click. There are certain impressions, there are certain campaigns where we execute them cost per impression also, where we just want to see them only how much we are paying for an impression. When I say impression is actually a view. When I have seen that ad, Google will count it as one impression. And for example, I have 1,000 impressions for an ad, it will be like 1,000 people have viewed those ads. So the cost per impression or cost per million impression is another term being widely used in industry, which is like how much I'm paying for a particular impression being seen by a user or a prospect or a customer that is coming in. And then we also have terms in industry such as cost per lead. So this lead is now a conversion when they go to my website after clicking the ad, and then they bought something or they provide their details. If they bought something, there is certain cost around it. For example, for 10 users that are going to my website, only one of them bought, but I have to pay Google to 10 of the people who clicked on my ad. So it could be 100 rupees. So I can calculate as for 100 rupees, I have gotten revenue of whatever revenue is being sold on my website. So that will be like cost per user or cost per acquisition. And then we have cost per lead if we are a B2B segment where we have providing the details, where a user or a visitor is providing details of his contact details where he's coming onto the website. So these are various terms being used. And when an ad is being ranked on a search engine, for example, Google, there are two most important or preliminary things which are being kept into the mind. And these important things are the bid that you are putting it. For example, the exercise that we did, the jewelry, for jewelry work keyword, I put a bid of 10, but then there is also a quality score that I have to monitor later on of my particular keyword. Now, how this quality score is being decided, so though we'll touch upon this in detail in subsequent slide, but quality score is at a very high level, depend upon relevance. For example, I choose a keyword of bracelet, or I choose a keyword of earrings, and then the link that I'm putting there for a user to click and land is on a different link. He's going and seeing something else, for example earrings, or he's going to altogether different website, maybe looking laptops. So the relevance is not there. Although you may be putting a lot of bid, you can put 100 rupees there, but if it is not relevant, Google will lower down your quality score. And it doesn't matter how much you are paying for it, you will not come into the top few because your link is not relevant to your keywords. You are putting anything out there which is not relevant and matching to your keywords. So we also keep in mind the quality score. We need to keep two things in mind: the bid that we are putting to be among the tops, and the quality score, which is in terms dependent upon the relevance. I see a lot of people like raising hands, like Rinkin Shah, Jagdish, Napa, Dipanjan K. If you have any queries, if you have any questions, you can just put in the question box and I'll answer them. So now we'll go through a practical exercise of how to create a campaign. Let's go back to Google Campaigns, and now we can click on this, how to create a campaign. So there are various different kind of campaigns here. So if you'll see, the campaigns is search network with display select. If you want to do both kind of campaigns in a single campaign created here, the search network as well as the display network, then you have only search, then you only have display. So let me clarify one thing here, like what is the difference between a display and what is the difference between a search. So in search, when you it is mostly related to the search engine only. Your ad will come on a search engine. It will come on the top of the search engine, and among the top three or on the right hand side. So that is a search engine advertisement. While on display, so display ad, you will either have a banner ad or a video ad, and this will come across Google partners. So Google partners are various websites where Google have tied up. For example, you can also be a Google partner if you have your website and you want people and you want to earn revenue through advertisement. So I can go and enroll myself in Google Display Network or Google Partners, and Google will start putting ads on my website relevant to me, and then for every click I'll have I'll get some revenue, or I'll get paid by Google. So this is a display network. If you put a display ad, so your ad would be placed on the relevant websites on Google Partner Network. While on Search Network, it's majorly only on Google search portal where your ad will be placed. Now shopping. So shopping is when we clicked on the Crocs, we could see like there were certain images which were coming on the left hand side. So let me show you. So these are all products ad where I'm just taking my mouse. These are all product ads where you want to show images. This is basically applicable for Google ad. This is basically applicable majorly for e-commerce players where they want to display the images. And then you have video ad where you want to put your videos across Google network, for example YouTube. Then you have universal app campaign. So app campaign is something like where you want to enhance your app installs. You can say like you want my app to be installed, and you can send a campaign around to the people, and on the Google AdWords itself, it will say like if you want to, if you search for a particular app and you put that name of the app, and it will show you like you can install that particular app from there. So let us select search network only. It is usually recommended that we should have different we should always have search and display campaigns planned in different campaigns. We should not select search and display together because there are different attributes of search campaign and display campaign. We should not mix them. And also, as in best practices, it also hinders like when we start optimizing it. So it's also become difficult at that time. So we have to start with, let's give a name to this. We can say jewelry slash digital marketing, and then there are two different kind of standard and all features. So what is the difference between standard and all features? In standard, you will get only standard features, while in all features you'll get more elaborated features. Like if you click on these, you'll find out what exactly is the difference between the all features one and the standard one. Usually, if you are an advanced user and you know how to configure around with various features, we recommend all features. Otherwise, we recommend to go with standard one. So for example, in all features, you'll also get mobile settings, which add delivery methods and add extensions and all that further high level options if you want to go ahead with. To start with, we'll go with standard, and then in the next class, we'll also explore the all features one. And then we have mobile app installs, where we also ask people to download our app. And then we have mobile app engagement kinds of campaign, where we'll ask people to spend more time on our apps that is related to our apps. Then we have dynamic search ads. So dynamic search ads are those ads which changes with when you changes the banners, or when you changes your website according to the way the users are coming on your website. So those are called dynamic search ads. For example, I have different ad groups being planned on my website, and have different target audience for them. For example, for a bracelet, I want my audience to land on a same page, but later on with a different content. So we can put a dynamic search on my website, on here also, and on my website also, where the page will change depending upon from where the user is coming. So that is dynamic search or dynamic content. The pages change according to the various ad groups and the segments from where the people are coming in. Then we have call only. That is like if you want people to call you directly rather than coming on your website, you can just give your number out there, or a Skype number there, where people will click and they'll just call you directly. Or you can load your settings from existing campaigns also. So we'll include search partners here. We have an option whether we include search partners or not. So as I iterated previously also, like it's beneficial if we include search partners also. If you click in here, it will show what exactly are search partners. For example, Google Play, Google sites like shopping and maps. So it is an extra advantage. Like your ad will also appear on the maps as well. It will also appear on Google other products like Google Shopping. There are too many Google products, all those products. So it's better if we include this. And devices also, like ad will be shown on default by all the devices. It will be shown on mobile, it will be shown on tablet, it will be shown on desktop, and everywhere it will be shown. And location, as we discussed in the previous example also, like location also we can change. If you want to change, let us put India, or if I want to choose Delhi, or it will show up all the options like Delhi. If you want to show Bangalore, so you can select whatever options, but let's select India here, and you can add also, you can select all the languages which we can do here. Whatever languages we want to put our ad in. For example, in German, if we want to put, we can select German language or Russian language or whatever language. So banners ads, the question is like we don't know Photoshop or any related software to create banners ad. So for creating a banner ad, certainly you need a creative person or a creative tool. There are so many tools available on website where you can have to create a banners. But of course, like you either need some creative agency to create banners for you, or you need to know the softwares if you want to create those banners. But these could be simple banners also, like where you choose those images from various websites and put them across. So it's not a kind of, I would say, a rocket science where you need to go in depth of a Photoshop and then start creating banners. Either you can buy those banners online, or you can there are certain websites, if you Google down, like those can help you create your banners. You have to just drag in pictures and put all the images around, and you can create your banners around. So now the next step is bid strategy. So there are two steps here, like we can have an manual bid strategy or as enable enhanced CPC. So what actually is enable enhanced CPC? So what Google do is in enabled enhanced CPC is it'll it'll monitor what kind of clicks you are getting, and it'll form an algorithm around it. For example, it'll find like persons who are coming who belongs to this specific group of this specific age are majorly clicking on this particular kind of advertisement. So it'll automatically higher your bid where it can see like the conversion, there is more chances of conversions to come up, and it will automatically lower your bid for where there are less chances of the conversion coming in. So uh, this is like you can't fix, you will fix the bid, for example 10 rupees, and it will take a margin of 30%. For example, if somebody is coming in and Google's algorithm find that there are more chances that this person will convert and go to a website, your website, and buy something, it will automatically increase the bid to 13 rupees. And somehow if it finds that there are people who are not able to, there are lower chances will convert, it will lower the bid, it will lower it to 7 rupees. So it goes up and down 30%, but we usually keep it manual because at times it exhausts your budget like anything. Like it's better to learn on your own and start with manual, and then slowly you can find out the keywords you want to put in. And so here in default bid, as we discussed previously, as an industry practice, how to plan our budget. So we can put as in default bid 10 rupees here, and then we can put our budget as 1,000 rupees here. So the moment this budget is exhausted, so our ad will also come down because Google plans now there is very less budget spent. So the ad being displayed on the top will start coming down because your budget is also minimized. So we already discussed on this, like how to plan a budget and how to plan a default bid uh, in an Excel exercise, like what is my margin and then how much I can pay to Google, and on depending on this is my budget and this is the bid should I keep. So these are the ad extensions. For example, I'll show you what exactly is ad extension. If you go in Google and for example I type Flipkart, so it will directly taking to me on Flipkart. Let me type Flipkart only. So these are all ad extensions of Flipkart. These are like mobile category, login, women's clothing, motor. Earlier, if you will see, there was only this much ad coming, this much, sorry, this one. This is an organic result. This is only the, these are the extension, Flipkart deals of the day, exchange offers, all these. And there are certain extensions which also shows, for example, if you want to give your number, here it is on the right hand side. What is your number? Who is the CEO of the company? So what is the strategy of putting this around? Why do we want to put this ad extensions here? The strategy for the putting these ad extensions is that you want to pull your competitor down. If you are already occupied all this space here, for example, if I put Flipkart, the entire space is being occupied by Flipkart. There is no other competitor. So even in non-related Flipkarts, uh, if I put keywords such as buy online and Flipkart comes, still there are these ad extensions coming here. If these ad extensions are there, so these ad extensions cover the entire page, and if they cover the entire page, it will push your competitors down, and you will get maximum number of clicks. So this is a phenomena of how we usually put ad extensions here. So we can select whatever locations, but then it'll ask us for all those details. If we want to put a phone number, we have to give our phone number, call out, structured snippets, and all that. So it's asking, let me select India as in location. Okay, now Then the keywords that we selected initially, we can put directly our keywords here, but there is one more option here, like if you put your direct website here, so which we have, it will automatically suggest you some of the keywords. For example, let's select this and let's put it here. So it'll get you, it'll scan through your website here and it'll show you, it'll throw you ideas. See, it's throwing me ideas, for example, online silver, jewelry store, these are the keywords I should be using. I can put these, like for example, it'll directly go there if I want to use all these keywords. And if I just want to remove them, I can remove them. And I can use my keywords which I initially decided, which I can put this from the Excel itself. For example, if I put jewelry, so if I continue, now it will ask me what is my final. So one important thing to learn here is what is the difference between a final URL and a display URL. So final URL is an actual URL where your ad will land. So this will be, for our case, it will be like this D1. So our ad will land here. And final URL could be like, if you want to put any specific page here, for example, I want my ad to land on bracelet sections of it. I can put here bracelets. And in here, I can put my, in the display URL, I can put my final website, which is like www.akritijewellers.com. So the difference between is, it can be the display URL can be the main website, but you don't want your user to land there. You want your users to land on a specific page. So you want to put this final URL in a specific page, and here you just want to put your main website, because sometimes a brand recognition is also there with the website. In the sense, like for example, there is an offer page, and I also want to say actually which company is it. Does it belongs to Flipkart? Does it belongs to which? So I can put my home page here, which is Kriti Jewels. So for our case, it will be same here, but usually it can be different. But final URL is where you want your users to be going. Now, these are two main important things, like headline. When I say headline of an ad is exactly this headline. When you see an ad, this is an headline which comes at the top. See, for example, the sample ads, New York budget hotel, 8 megapixel camera. So here, if we are a jewelry showroom, we can say, and if we are selling our jewelry online, we can say like, you can get best jewelry online, 1,000+ designs, but it has an space limitation. You can't exceed the space. So you have to be really limited here. You can say best jewelry, and in description you can put what exactly is your value proposition. For example, I am also giving them a return option. So you can put online return available, or you can put 1,000+ designs. You have to put your differentiators, or what exactly you are offering as compared to your competitors. 1,000+ designs you are offering. Then you have easy returns policy, fast delivery, all this stuff. So you can put it in the lower bottom thing, so that people want to come. And device preference, yes. So it will also put my ad would look like this on the mobile. It will post 100+, 1,000+ designs, easy returns, fast delivery, best jewelry online. And I'll put here create ad. So it'll create my ad. So now either I can review my campaign. I want to see what is my estimates. If my budget is like 1,000 rupees, I am expecting a 229 to 280 clicks with these kind of keywords, and it will be only in India. And Google search, and I'll put save and finish. So this is how I plan my campaigns. Now Google will review it for some time and then they'll enable it after some time. So this is how exactly we plan our campaigns. So let's go through. So do you have any questions around this? I see. So now these various options we'll discuss in the next class on how these are basically monitoring options. Now till now we were discussing how to execute a campaign, and now we'll see in the next class how to monitor those campaigns, like what are the various parameters we should be considering. For example, the quality score, the click-through rates, the CPC, the CTRs. For here it is. For example, for this particular ad group that we have executed, we'll get this. What will be our click-through rate, what is average CPC, what is the course that is, what is the average position it is coming out, how many conversions it led to. So all this stuff will be coming, and if we have, this is one of the ad groups, we'll have different ad groups, so we can find out which ad group and which keywords are doing better and which are not. So these are various steps explained in a PPT which I just shown you, that how to execute a campaign. So you have to select campaign details, geography, and let me share this video also which quickly tells you how to execute a campaign here. So I have a question here which is, so when Google reviews a campaign that we created, will there be a changes suggested? Sure, and also about the PPT, I can share the PPT across with you guys. It's not an issue. And about, yes, Google reviews a campaign. Usually what exactly Google reviews, it's about the relevancy. For example, if you are executing a campaign and if you are giving some link which is not even opening, or there is a link which is not clickable, or for example, you are executing a campaign where you have a keywords of jewelry and you are giving a link of laptops, a website which is selling laptops. So, or Google also reviews the website for obscene or nudity or these kinds of things, and then only it will say yes. Google doesn't matter what kind of ad you create, what are the keywords you are using. It usually filters you whether your website is present or not, whether if you are following a black hat practice. For example, if you are not diverting your traffic to a Flipkart website, or you are using a word as in Flipkart and you are diverting the traffic to your website, or you are using some material which is not allowed on the net. So for these few things, Google just validates it, and then it makes your ad live. So these are again various stages which I walked you through, that we have to create only search network which we have to select rather than putting search and display all together. And then what is the bid, what is the process on how we can select a budget depending upon our margin, and what should be the default bid, and how to select the keywords. And these are ad extensions. So for example, I have shown you for Flipkart how they are putting their ad extension. So the strategy, there are twofold strategy that is served through ad extensions. The first one is that using an ad extension, you are able to push your competitors out of the lucrative space, and they are only present in that space where the attention span is very low. Moreover, you are also providing a lot of your details. You are also providing calls, site links, location, and all other information, whatever is required. So we have gone through this step also, like how we created an ad group called jewelry store, and then we have put some keywords around it. We can also have an option where we can paste our website link in campaigns, and it will automatically scan your website and it will suggest your keywords, like what keywords are there. So as I discussed, like how to write a best ad copy when we were selecting, when we selected or wrote that ad copy. So what was the best? So there should be a strong, compelling call to action. When I say strong, compelling call to action, it should be like prompting you to click on that ad. For example, these are some of the best designs, or a call to action in the sense like we have a sale which also includes a sense of urgency only till today. So we have an 50% or 70% discount only till today or only for few hours, which create a sense of urgency, and people usually click on it. And now you have to differentiate yourself and you have to create unique value proposition, because you have to prompt somehow the users coming on the website to click your ad only and not go to your competitors ads. So you have to come up with, like, for example, from a jewelry store perspective, there are 1,000+ designs. We also have a money back option. We also deliver to your gate steps or doorstep, and easy convenience. You can also pay through credit cards. There is a money back guarantee. There is also replacement that can be done. So a unique value proposition which is different from the competitors, which have a strong, which leads to a strong, compelling call to action that users come to you and click it. And you need not to be too verbose. That is why Google has also put some limit around the words that you are using. You can't use too many words and make it more verbose. Rather, it should be less verbose, and it should be to the point. For example, if you'll see in this PPT only, there on the right hand side, there are few small words being used. 20% off. We should use numbers, lot of numbers, so that numbers are eye catchers and attention catchers, and you can get a click there. So again, these are, for example, the Crocs ad. This is a unique value proposition being designed. The Crocs ad for Amazon is saying guaranteed 1-day delivery. So this is a unique value proposition for Amazon which no other is giving them. So we have an 1-day delivery, and which is they have put in a very short thing and in a very specified manner, so that it's clearly visible and the unique value proposition is calling out. And then you have call to actions also available, that you have, if you click right now, and or a sense of urgency that you are generating, you will get 50% discount, or you will get 70% discount, or the deal is ending in few hours, you should click as soon as possible. And we should also try to use, as I said, like more of the ad extensions. So it covers a lot of space on, and it pushes the competitors out. Moreover, another advantage around is that you are giving all the details and options to user and all the channels to contact. For example, if they are not interested in your website as of now, or this specific product or offer, but they know your website, you are into these kind of products, there was an overall description about website when it was being founded. So you are also increasing your awareness at the same time. And and you are also providing the phone numbers if they want you to contact you directly, if they want to go to your home page. So this is how ad extension helps. So there are certain restrictions also. As I said, like for headline, you can't go more than 25 characters. And for ad lines where we have 2 description lines, we can't go more than 35 characters. And we should not put more capitalization, excessive capitalization and characters. These are also few of the things that Google monitors. If you put all the things around in this, for example, all capital letters or all special characters, so Google can raise a point around it, and your ad may be rejected because of these reasons. Keyword to ad copy creation. As I discussed, like how ad groups or how keywords are being arranged across. Like for example, we discussed an example of an automobile company or a jewelry company. Like there should be various ad groups around various segments or various kinds of products, or for an automobile company it can be various kind of automobile models or types of cars, for example sedan, hatchbacks, and other kind of cars. So we should have different ad groups. This is one of the best practice, and among each ad group you will find some of the keywords that we'll be using and the ad copies relation to it. Now we have an different ad group entity which is working all together differently, and we can monitor, okay, I choose jewelry, for example, a jewelry showroom, jewelry as an keyword. For this, where I had a unique value proposition of like money back guarantee, and my ad was landing to this particular landing page. So with all these three combinations, I got a click-through rate of say 1%. And now I had a similar different ad group created where I choose to land my visitor on a different landing page and a different keyword I choose. So, but this has a click-through rate of 1.5%. So I can clearly decide that these keywords or this particular ad group is working better as compared to the other ad group or keywords. So I can uh, fine tune my selection on further, and then I can come up with better results. And one thing that needs to be noted here is the relevancy. So the kind of keyword I am choosing here is jewelry as in keyword. So or for example bracelet as in keyword, it should be landing to an ad which should have a description on bracelets only. For example, 1,000+ bracelets available, or money back guarantee on bracelets, or 100% or 10% or 20% discount on bracelets. And when you click on this ad copy, it should land to the bracelet page of your jewelry site. It should not land to the home page or any other. So this relevance only decides how your ad will rank. So this will put you either on the top and will take you down. So Google monitors this very closely, because why Google is bothered about this stuff? Because Google is also uh, an advertiser, and it wants relevant searches to display. For example, if I'm going to Google and I want to buy jewelry and I'm putting jewelry there, and it's landing me to a website page, to a laptop purchasing site, next time I'll not go to Google. I'll stop going to Google. I'll maybe try Bing, or I'll maybe try something else. So this relevance is key thing that Google's keep in mind. So we need to be very sure with relevance. This will help us keep our ad on the top. Which we'll also discuss this in quality score, which we'll discuss in the coming uh, in the coming subsequent sessions also, like how a quality score is being monitored and why it is so important. So usually how quality score is being decided is upon the relevance. So how relevant is your landing page where the user is finally landing as compared to the keywords or the ad copies you are using? How many times those keywords, we have to note this stuff, how many times those keyword is appearing in our landing page? This is also one thing that Google's monitor. And how fast your landing page loads, and is it relevant? Is there any technical glitches coming around your landing pages? How uh, how much is the click-through rate for your ads that you have put across, and what are the keywords relevance to your ad and to the landing pages? So these are few things that need to be kept in mind, which will help us to have our higher quality score. So there is one video around. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, so I'll put a link, share this link around. So this is a video on quality score, a very good video, which let me try once. If you can hear it, let me know, or else I have already shared the link also with you guys. First off, I think you guys can't hear it. I just received a response. So I've shared the link. You can go through the video. It's a very useful video explaining like what exactly is quality score and how can we optimize and what all are the factors on which a quality score usually depends. How can we optimize the score, because it only decides along with the bid that you are putting, like where exactly uh, your ad will be featuring in the overall search results, whether in the top one, on the top first, on the second or third, or will not appear. So it's a very important stuff to follow. So then we have in the first session, if you remember, we discussed on, we put together an Excel wherein we decided what should be the budget, what should be the CPC, and what should be the cost, and then we decided what should be our budgets and all. If we tie back today's session with that particular exercise that we did in Excel, and where we allocated various budgets to find out how we can put together our our overall online advertising strategy. So if we have, as I discussed today, the CPCs and CTRs with us, like how much is the cost per click which the campaign for which we are executing, and what is the click-through rate, we can do a reverse calculation and find out, like by putting this much budget, we'll get these much number of clicks to our ad, these many number of people visiting to our website, and then these many people buying our products, so that we can arrange our budget accordingly. And then we can find out that this much budget in future do we need to have this much revenues. For example, if from an industry perspective, when you'll become when you are working for a digital marketing department, if your manager comes to you and asks like what should be the budget tomorrow, should I allocate to paid search so that I have this much revenue coming from paid search. So you can do all these calculations, like this is my click-through rate and this is the CPC, the cost per click. So I need to put this much amount of money to get these many clicks, and on the basis of this I'll get this much revenue. As I discussed in the Excel previously also, like this can be a reverse calculation that we can use. For example, if I want to achieve a revenue of say 5,000 and my average uh, product value is, or average order value is 50, so I need 100 orders. So for those 100 orders to be in place, if I have an click-through rate on my website, this is a click-through rate on my website of 1:10, so I want like 1,000 visitors coming to my websites. And if I want 1,000 visitors coming to my website, and if I have a click-through rate on my ad of, again, say 10%, I need 10,000 people clicking my ad. So if I need 10,000 people clicking my ad and my bid is, say, 10 rupees per click, I have been charged 10 rupees for a per click, then I'll be like, for example, I have to pay 1 lakh rupees in total as in my budget. So this is the way how I can calculate my budget by doing some reverse calculation around it. So this was all about like today's session, but before we end, I just wanted to discuss once an industry best practice with you, like how we usually plan an mm, social search advertising strategy or an overall Google AdWords strategy. How do we actually plan those AdWords or those campaigns and execute those campaigns? What should be the overall strategy look like? Because it will be useful tomorrow when you will be executing these campaigns. So if you'll see, if I am a seller, if I want to put my ad using Google AdWords, if I am an automotive company, for example, and I have, let's take an example of jewelry showroom only because we have that website again with us. For example, I'm a jewelry online seller and I have 10 different categories. For example, bracelets is one, then earrings is one, diamond rings is one. So what I'll do, I'll create different campaigns for all these. And now I know that my geography is around northern region of India, so I'll split that northern region across different regions. For example, Punjab can be one, Haryana can be one, and depending upon the kind of people and their purchasing capacity, I'll execute different kind of campaigns in all these regions. So in ad groups, I can have at a very high level of campaigns or as in segments saying among various product range. For example, bracelets can be one kind of segment campaign which I'll be running, and then another could be rings. And among these further campaigns, I can have ad groups, for example, among various regions, for example, Haryana, then I can have Punjab and all that. And in these ad groups only, then I can further have keywords. Now, how to plan those keywords? These keywords again can be two different kind of keywords, like long tail keywords and short tail keywords. Long tail keywords, as we discussed, usually have more amount, long tail keywords usually have better conversion rates because the intent is clear. For example, when I want to buy something, I'll use a long keywords. I want to buy a laptop with 8 GB RAM, or I want to buy a jewelry under 1,000 rupees. So it will be usually a long one. While a short tail one usually are the awareness ones, where I just want to explore the stuff. So in this, then further ad groups, I'll have some long tail keywords, some short tail keywords. Then the further combination, I can apply some of them as exact match, some of them as broad match, some of them as phrase match. We'll discuss in subsequent session. And across the life cycle also we plan. For example, as I gave you an example of automobile company or jewelry store only, let's say, if I just want to explore, I don't want to buy it right now, I'll just see what are the various designs. So I'll put designs of jewelry. This is more of a kind of awareness keyword. So I'll bucket my keywords according to the various life cycle also. Now what is the benefit of bucketing these keywords is, for the keywords or the people who are about to buy my product, for example, somebody who is looking for my location, or somebody who is asking a quote for me, or somebody who is asking a specific design for me from me, is very near on buying that particular product. So I'll bid higher on those kind of keywords, and I'll bid lower on those kind of keywords which are which are showing me that the customer is now in awareness part of the cycle. He'll show various designs, or it will show online stores and all that, because he's just exploring as of now. So I'll put a lower bid around that. So this is how a strategy is being planned, putting up the various campaigns on the basis of products range, and then on the basis of geographies I can plan various ad groups, or if I have their age or segments available, I can plan ad groups around them. Then I have keywords, long tail, short tail, exact match, broad match, and along all these IDA framework: interest, awareness, interest, desire, and intent. And then I can plan these keywords and try to see the performance on the basis of CPC, that is cost per click, cost per click-through rates, and see which keywords are performing better, and so that I can fine-tune my campaign going forward. So this is how a paid search strategy look like, or how it is being executed in various companies. So we plan various permutations and combinations around it, and after planning various permutations and combination, we see which keywords are performing, which kind of exact match or broad match or a long tail keyword is working or a short tail keyword is working, and then we fine tune our strategy and try to move towards those keywords which are performing better and which are giving low cost to us, and on low cost we can have better performance. So this is how a strategy look like. And in subsequent sessions, or in the next session, we'll then discuss whatever campaigns we have executed, or how we can execute more detailed campaigns or more advanced campaigns, and then how to monitor those campaigns, what is the quality score of each and every campaign, and when you have a quality score, what is the click-through rate, what is the CPC, what is the various different kind of parameters or metrics around it. So this is all about the today's session. I'll request you guys not to change the passwords of those Google AdWords accounts that I have shared with you. And I'll be launching a survey just in a minute or so. Please respond to that survey so that we can improve further on how we can deliver better content to you guys. I request or appreciate you guys to answering those surveys. So this is it. We'll close for today. Thanks for your time and have a happy rest of the weekend. We'll meet again next time.